she did them, and I was aware she did them, and I just didn't know how to stop her from doing perks, and I kept warning her about fentanyl because I have a lot of friends that lost their kids. So I'm part of that club now. And I used to beg her, and tell her, please stop taking them. You don't know what's in them. In my daughter's case, is she didn't OD. For people that don't know the story, she was murdered by fentanyl. This is a picture of my daughter for the people that never seen her.
And I can't say it enough times. Do not accept anything from anyone you don't know. And even if you do know them, don't accept it unless you know what it is and where it's come from. And
I would say at my worst, I was probably taking between 30, 35, sometimes maybe 40 a day.
If anything, the way I look at it is like Sopranos saved me. When I would think like, man, what are you doing to yourself? It would be a lot easier for me to go like, stop doing this. Look at what your life could be, instead of what a lot of my friends were dealing with. And, I think it's 5 of my friends who I brought to the premieres of The Sopranos are dead now.
I had my own battle with addiction as well. The Vicodin and Percocet, that was the thing. Never, I didn't do heroin, or it wasn't coke or anything else. It was Vicodin and Percocet.
By 2005, I was a full-blown heroin addict and a crack cocaine addict.
And even people with the worst kind of mental illness have a chance if they have the capacity to be honest with themselves. The reality is we've been lying to ourselves with every drink we put in our mouth, or every puff we take, or every pill that we pop, or whatever we're doing. And then we wonder why people get pissed off at us, but we don't see that it's what we're doing. It's not my mother, my father, my brother, my uncle, my sister. No, it's me too.
The consequences are too severe for me. The damage I've done to my health, it's a fucking miracle. Nothing short of a miracle that I am still alive. So, if I can do it, any of you can do it.
When people suffer from alcoholism or drug addiction, there must come a moment when your life totally crashes. For me, that moment came when the pain was too great and the consequences were too profound. Only then did I decide to change. Recovery and sobriety is all about change, and for me, it started when I woke up in a grimy hotel room in a shitty little town in Pennsylvania. And so, if you want a new life and start a new journey of a lifetime, you've come to the right place. You want to drink? That's your business. You want to stop drinking? That's our business. Welcome to Recovery Tube.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? We got 34 people to start on an addiction and recovery show. That's not bad. That's like the way it used to be. I like that. Hopefully everybody sticks around and we build even more people on top of that because, these shows are important. They're very, very important. Yesterday was a very intense day. I usually don't let anything on MobTube change my mood. But yesterday, all that stuff, with the clean 18 years thing, you know what I'm talking about. That really pissed me off, and that really fucked my day up. But that's because I take this shit so seriously. I'm passionate about it. In case anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, yesterday, somebody claimed to be 18 years clean, and in reality, he still uses marijuana and alcohol. So that pissed me off because if you're using anything, you're not clean. You're not. Sally, this can't be wrong. Jersey girl, I haven't seen you on an addiction and recovery show for a while. Oh God, too many birthday drinks. All right. Tom Sheehy, my brother. Thank you so much, man. Tom Sheehy just sent me an awesome donation of $100. That means a lot to me, my man. Thank you, as always. Baby A, hey, good to have you here. Let's see who else. Sally, good to see you. No man, member for 12 months. Hey, I love you all. Have a great show. I'm gonna listen. Love to you and the family. Same to you. Thank you for being a member for 12 months. No ma'am. No ma'am. I was also confused. I thought someone gifted me a membership for a year. No, I read it wrong. I had just woke up from a nap and it said I've been a member for over a year. Sorry, I'm dingy. It's all good. And then she said, and hit the fucking like button on your way in. I'm in no mood to fuck around. This is an A&R show. Show respect or we will ban you forever. Sounds good to me, no ma'am. No ma'am is not fucking around today. That's all right. That's what we do here. We curse. Frank Gerard Fratello Productions. Let me just tell you something. For about a couple of weeks now, Frank has been telling me that he's going to hit me off with a very large donation. And today I woke up to $400 from Frank. So Frank, what can I say? You know how I feel. You and Tom, everybody who donates, but you guys always really donate. And it means the world to me. And you guys made my day because, quite honestly, if I don't make another dollar today, it's still better than my regular good day would be, So I appreciate that, guys. $400, Frank. You outdid yourself. Thank you so much. Ben41, hello. Hopefully you're not a troll, but you are new, so welcome. Let's see. Does some of you know Ben41? Pronski, hey, buddy. You. Miss Can't Be Wrong says, rest in peace, Chelsea A-Light. Yes, always. War. Salute to you, my friend, my brother. Good to see you. Edward Everett. My man. Miss Charlie Steen, hello. Look, we got 40 people. Not bad. This is how it used to be. It used to be a lot more even, but lately not so much. So I'm glad to see this. I love hearing Don Berlin. He's got that, narrator's voice, like fucking Morgan Freeman or something. He's great at that shit. Thank you, Cuban Muscle. I don't know if you ever saw it before, but yeah, I love that, man. That's like my pride and joy, that intro, I worked hard on that fucking thing, man. And then, of course, Don helped me out at the end. He suggested that he'll, record something and send it to me and I could put some pictures over it and stuff. And I did, and it worked out perfect. It all came together at the end there. Miss Can't Be Wrong. There's the Addiction Depression Hotline and the Suicide Crisis Lifeline. I will drop that stuff right now. Let's see. There you go for that. Everybody should have those numbers written down at all times, even though 988 is pretty easy to remember. I'm very interested in addiction and recovery. That's awesome, man. That's good to hear. We're gonna talk about just that today. I think Frank is gonna join us. He wants to share what's been going on in his life. And I'm going to talk about something before that, something that really meant a lot to me. Let me just see. Jesse Roth, did I shout you out? I don't think I did. Common Sense, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. 42 people. So listen, guys, the other day, I mentioned this yesterday. I went to that York Fair thing the other day. And that's it's like the biggest state fair in the state, It's not half the size it used to be, but it's still pretty fucking big, and it's fun to go to. We hadn't gone for years because they switched it to. Well, I never went with Shanna, but I used to go. Since I was a teenager, till I was probably, I'm gonna say 35, 36 years old. Because once I was no longer a kid, I had my daughter. I was taking her. It's an awesome place to go, and we had a good time. And what was it, last weekend or something? I don't know. We couldn't. Not last week, was it? Yeah, I think so. We couldn't find anything to do, so I said, "Let's go there." We went. We had a lot of fun, but while I was there, I saw this stand, a booth, whatever you want to call it. You know how they have the little stands at the carnivals and fairs and shit like that. And it was for Not One More, which is the shirt I'm wearing today. Not One More, Lost Spirit, Overdose, Grieving Heart. As soon as I saw this, I was like, that's my wheelhouse, addiction, and Shanna's too. Shanna is a nurse who specializes in basically her area of expertise, I would say, is drug and alcohol treatment. So, and she feels just as passionately as I do about it. So we walked over to the stand and we looked at, just hundreds of pictures of all these people just in York that were lost to overdoses. And it wasn't even, 10% of all the people that were lost. The pictures only, the only pictures on there were from families who requested that their family members, their child's, whatever picture is put on there, So I was looking at all them. I was just staring for like 10 minutes at all the different names and pictures, and Shanna was too. And Shanna actually asked if Devin was on there, but then that's when they told us that it's only people whose families requested that their picture be on there. So they were giving away like they give away the Not One More wristbands and stuff like that, but then they had some stuff you could buy, like t-shirts and stuff. T-shirts like $15, a couple of other things, and I don't want any of that. I just said, is there any way I could just donate to you? And they said, absolutely. So me and Shanna just gave them whatever cash we had on us, which was a good bit. And then they insisted. They said, no, listen, guys, you got to at least take a couple of shirts, whatever. So we did that. And that's what I'm wearing right now, of course. I wanted to get one that says York chapter on it, but they didn't have many of my size. So I talked to them for a little bit. I thanked them for what they were doing. So did Shanna. They were giving away Narcan, so we took a couple of them because you can never have enough Narcan, just in case. And I told them about this channel and stuff. I did. I told them about this channel. And they looked it up on their phones. Who knows if they'll check it out? They might be watching it right now, for all I know. At first, I told them about the Fat Bald-Sicilian channel, and then I went back over to them, and I was like, listen, that channel is about other stuff. If you want to see the addiction recovery stuff, go to Recovery Tube 180, So hopefully they did that. But it was just nice to see, I mean, it was sad. It's sad. Don't get me wrong. It's extremely depressing to see all those people that were lost to this horse shit, to addiction in general. But it was nice to see that, they do things like that, that there's this stuff out in the communities where they're giving away Narcan. And, they're bringing attention to this fucking very serious issue we got going on in this country, so that was something that meant a lot to me. And I talked about that yesterday, like I said, for a little bit on the show. I was talking about a certain person's issue, or I don't know, more like a claim that they made where they said that they were 18 years clean. I already said this in the beginning of the show, but they still smoke weed and they get drunk and stuff. And, I talked about the Not One More thing because when somebody says, well, I'm clean off my drug of choice, therefore I'm clean, even though I do other things. No, it's like the pictures on that, whatever you want to call it, that poster thing that wrapped around the booth. Okay. It's not just fentanyl. It's not just opioids. Now that's specifically what those people died from, most likely. But the overall problem is addiction. You know what I mean? You have to learn how to beat addiction. You don't have to learn how to beat just one drug. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm sure we'll all agree, okay, that if heroin is your drug of choice, or fentanyl, or fucking, oxy, or whatever it may be, yeah, get off it. Even if it means you got to smoke some weed and drink a little bit, sure. But when you claim to be clean and sober, you're robbing other people of it. People who actually work hard to go through life without any type of crutch or any help from any, substance or anything else. So that's why I got pissed off yesterday, because the real problem is addiction. I can't even imagine, there'll never be a reliable number of how many people over the last however many years, 10, 20, 25, 50, 100, who have died from addiction in general. There will never be a number for that because, what are they going to do? They're going to count all the cases of heart disease, congestive heart failure, liver disease, cirrhosis, hepatitis related or alcohol related hepatitis. No, of course not. Different cancers that are caused by people's, drug abuse and alcohol abuse, car crashes, that you can find a number for, at least DUIs, but everything else, I don't know. All the other drugs and shit that might cause accidents and stuff, I don't know. You'll never get an exact number. So we don't even know how many people in this country have been lost to addiction. Even recently, even within the last year, you can find out how many people died from fentanyl, for example, or from opioid overdoses. But you'll never know how many people are truly lost to addiction. It's a sad thing. So the goal should always be to beat addiction. Again, I want to make it clear. If your drug of choice is heroin and you can get off that, get off it no matter what. Or if it's anything else like that, But just please, for the sake of people who are really and truly in recovery and have worked their asses off and still do every day to remain clean and sober, don't claim that. All right. I got a comment last night in my chat. I just blocked it. It was so fucking stupid. It was like, well, maybe he's proud of being off heroin. Who are you to judge? Blah, 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 blah. And this is a guy who's always talking shit. He always has something negative to say. I'm somebody clean and sober. That's who I am to judge. You know what I mean? He should be happy he got off of heroin. Yeah. But I'm clean and sober. I don't use anything. Many of you in the chat are clean and sober. So it is a form of stolen valor, which I've said a million times. When you claim that same title or accomplishment, and you're still using, because you're still a drug addict, So it bothers me. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe I'm no one to judge. I don't know. But it's not even that I'm judging him. I'm not judging him. I'm angry that he claims the same type of accomplishment that some of us actually really achieved, and he hasn't. I say that to anybody. I don't care if I like them, love them, hate them, despise them, resent them. It doesn't matter. Don't say you're clean and sober if you're not clean and sober. You know what I mean? That's it. That's what I was saying. And of course, somebody is, well, maybe he's just happy because he quit. And why do you got to fucking judge? Blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Who are you? You're not even, you don't even have experience. I know the guy. He doesn't even have experience with addiction or recovery or anything. So I think I'm more qualified to talk about it than you are. Anyway, when you claim to be clean and sober, then be clean and sober. Simple as that. Simple as that. It's totally understandable, FBS, bro. Yeah. Yep. Some people hide their addiction for years before people figure it out. Oh, of course, man. That's what I call silent addictions, I mean, there could be things like alcoholism that aren't so silent, that people are still able to get away with doing, or even in some cases hiding. You could hide it from some people. You're not going to be able to hide alcoholism from somebody you live with, for example. But other members of your family that might be a little far away or they're not around you all the time, sure. But then there's the real silent addictions like pills. Pills will, all you do is step away for a second, pop a pill. Nobody sees a thing, and let's be honest, most people using opioids they're always going to get to a point where they're not getting high anymore. It's just making them normal. So when somebody sees you just acting normal, why would they think anything? You know, if you could hide the dope sickness and everything else from them, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to tell you the truth. With me, cocaine. I mean, pretty much everybody in my life knew I did cocaine, but nobody knew I had a problem with it. Because I could do cocaine and eat. I could do cocaine and sleep. It didn't matter. You know what I mean? It didn't have the effect on me anymore. I just loved doing it. Like the ritual of it, everything. The drain, the fucking numbness, everything. I loved it. The taste, the smell. I would just, you know, I no matter where I was, what event I was at, unless it was something for like my daughter or something, you know, but like work parties, things like that, company Christmas parties and family events sometimes, depending. You know, you could just sneak off for a second, do a couple bumps or a line or two, and then go back to the event, and nobody knows anything. You know, I was able to snort coke all day, every fucking day, and nobody knew I was there. Not even the woman who lived with me knew that I was doing it all the time. She knew I did it, but as far as she knew, I did it when, you know, I was out at Ada's or something, hustling, and, you know, I drink too much. I do a couple bumps to wake up. You know what I mean? Even that you can hide. You can. And if you can afford it, and if you're a coke dealer, you can afford being a cocaine addict, then it's really invisible. You know, that's why sometimes the best thing for people is to crash and burn so that it's not ignorable anymore. Their family has to face it and see it and say, okay, now you got to do something. Or for you to just hit rock bottom and lose every fucking thing so that you yourself, even if nobody's encouraging you or forcing you, you have the motivation to go get yourself help. You know? When a person is a functioning addict who can afford their addiction, there's no limit, you know, and they will die from it. They will die from it. Bad things have to happen for you to wake up sometimes, you know, and for people to stop enabling you and everything else. Bad things have to happen. I'm going to drop the link for Frank now. Guys, I just want to say this, though. You know, if you ever run into a situation like I did where you see a stand or a booth or something for Not One More, donate to them. You know what I mean? Give them whatever you can. They do good work, you know, and they're really, truly out there to save lives. So what am I fucking doing here? Guys, I'm going to drop the link, and then I'm going to go check on the dogs for a minute because I feel like Rusty might be killing Peanut. I'll be right back. Frank, if you're around, grab the link. Hold on, guys. Yeah, here I am. Wait, what is this? Filbert bag of douche. Oh, I forgot. I'm clean and sober. I look down my nose at anyone that's not an alcoholics. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? I'm not even an Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't know. Go away, though. This ain't a drama show, douchebag. I want to read this. Soretti, I was a functioning opiate addict for 15 years, and only people that knew was who I told. Hello, I'm at work. Just wanted to throw that in. Wow, that's amazing. An opiate addict, huh? And you got away with it for that long. Wow. Are you clean now, Soretti? How long? Filbert bag of douche. What the fuck? At least he had a funny name. Anthony Cipollone. That was my problem. I could afford it. Yeah. It's it makes it very, very dangerous. That's like me. You know, there was no limit to how much cocaine I could do because I had a lot of it all the time. You know what I mean? All the time. And I had access to so many fucking dealers and shit that I could just say I fucking used too much and my profit was gone and I didn't, I don't have my re-up money yet or whatever it may be. I just go to another guy that front me 2 ounces. You know what I mean? Like, I never liked getting fronted, but, I could. There was no limit. There's no limit. That must be Shuggy Boogie. Oh, you think? Yeah, I lost this comment now. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about, though. If anything, I kind of sort of speak against Alcoholics Anonymous, at least for myself. Who knows? If it is him, he's a fucking dope. He's the guy, he's the one. 18 years clean. Now let me go smoke a joint and have a glass of wine. Yeah, okay, Shuggy. Yeah. A great way to be clean and sober. Wait, what is this? Oh, that's okay. That's something else. I got away with it for 6 years. That's a lot of fucking time, man. I'm glad you're okay now, Anthony. Off opiates for 5 years, but I have an occasional drink like twice a year. I bet you don't tell people you're clean and sober. That's awesome, bro. Matter of fact, you could say you're clean, just not sober. That's awesome, Sweaty. Props to you, man. Congratulations. I always worked, so I could always afford it, and doctors would prescribe me pills all the time. Ain't that a bitch? You go to the legal drug dealer, huh? I'm not sure who this is. Does anybody know who this is? If you're new and you're not a troll, welcome. If you are a troll, probably everybody in here has a wrench, so you won't be here long. Where is Frank? I thought Frank was coming on. Calling Frank Gerard Fratello. Calling Frank. Are you anywhere to be found, Frank Gerard Fratello? Oh, there he is. See, all I had to do was call him. You ready? All right, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, I tried to go on with my laptop. Friggin' Apple, it does. I wanted to do it on my laptop. It didn't work. It doesn't
Apple
support.
sucks.
I've always done Apple. It doesn't support StreamYard, so now I'm on my phone. So I didn't want to hold my phone, but I could put it. Hold on, let me. I could put it on the things. I don't want to hold my phone. Is that better? You can see me.
Yep.
See me? Yeah. Yeah. I just I've been going through a lot of anxiety since the other day and everything, and
Well, tell everybody what happened the other day because you went berserk.
Yeah, it was the 10-year anniversary of my father's death, and I went on Tony Soflo's show, and I, got mad about the American flag. Well, my father and my 2 uncles were in the Korean War. The one uncle, I don't know much about his story. He did get a Purple Heart, but I didn't get a lot of information from it. But my father served in Korea, and his brother served in Korea. But the other guy, I don't know if he was like a cousin. He was a Fratello. That's my last name. But he did get a Purple Heart, but I didn't know his name. His name was Ralph. He got a Purple Heart, but I don't know much of his story. But the thing I was mad about is that when you're buried, they bury you with the American flag on your coffin. And what pissed me off was how he had that thing backwards. He had
Who
the
did?
flag back.
MRE?
Yeah, there's pictures of it backwards. That's when it first came out. That's when I said I was done with him. I don't know if it's when you exposed him or whatever, but he had the American flag upside down. Like you're religious, MRE. How about taking a cross and putting it upside down, you scumbag? But I don't want to get into that. But I just got mad at him for that, and I ripped him a new asshole and everything, and I was cursing a lot and saying F, F, and everywhere was F, even saying the fucking flag. And I just felt like that's me being drunk. It's me being mad. You know what I mean? That was like, I felt like I relapsed because of the anger that I was going through. And that's me drunk. When I was drunk, I was an angry drunk. And I was very angry. It was my father's 10-year anniversary. and I just went off on the guy, and I went nuts and I cursed everywhere. It was like F out of my mouth. And for the last 3 days, I've had nothing but like panic attacks and anxiety, and I don't want to take a Xanax or a Klonopin, and I can get it anytime I want, and
No, don't, buddy.
oh, I came close because my heart was racing. I couldn't function. I couldn't eat. And then I'm saying to myself, why would I let this guy get to me? You know what I mean? He ruined my day, on top of my father, on the anniversary and everything. I just, when you serve like that, I never served, that I'll be the first one. That wasn't for me. I'm not, badly. I just, but my whole family did. And when they fold that flag and they give it to my mom, it's one of the most heartbreaking things that they do. And they play the taps and everything. And for that
Yeah, I'm
guy,
sorry for your loss, brother. I just want to say I'm
yeah,
sorry for your loss.
yeah, my father had a great life. But the scary thing about it was, check this out. He drove that weekend. Friday, he went to St. John Cemetery. My mom's father is buried in St. John Cemetery. And he drove there to, my mom always goes. And then they went to Atlantic City. So could you imagine this? They went to Atlantic City, had a good time, got home Sunday, had a nice Sunday Italian pasta dinner. My mother tells him, take out the garbage for Monday. I was home sleeping because I was actually going back to work the next day. I was on a work furlough, they call it. And then, so I went to bed early, just to get a good night's sleep because I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning every day for work when I worked in the city. So he went to
Yeah.
take the garbage out. 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes go by. My mom was like, "Where is he?" Now she sees him on the ground, and my next door neighbor across the street is a nurse, very nice lady. She happened to be outside taking her garbage out and tried to save his life, give him whatever they got to do. I wasn't there. And then the ambulance came, and the thing is, my son's mother called me because we were separated at the time, that's the whole thing. And so I go to the hospital, and they do is they put you in a room, like, and you're waiting there. Like, I'm sure I that he had passed away before. What's taking so long or whatever. The thing that annoyed me is now I get angry. When I get angry, I snap. And there was a big giant security guard, staring at us. And I was very respectful. I went up to him. I said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" Yeah, I said, "Can you please, out of respect for my family, stop the fuck looking in here and look somewhere else? I have to go crazy and shit." I said, "I'm about to go fucking crazy. Fuck out of the room and go stand over there. Get the fuck out of the room. You don't have to, blah, blah, blah." Big giant bodyguard type of guy. So I said, "Just do me a favor. I don't want to fucking look at you. Just go over there." He did get out of the room, and then the way the doctors come in, like, "Yeah, he's gone." They're all nonchalant. "Yeah, he's gone. Yeah." We were cleaning him up because my father had colon cancer, which he beat. They cleaned up the body and everything and stuff like that. But they put you in that room. I'm sure people have done it. It's been 10 years, but just the point is how we did all that driving. Imagine if he had the heart attack with my mom in the car, right? Think about that.
Yeah.
He drove Friday, Saturday. Imagine from all the way to St. John Cemetery, then to Atlantic City, come home Sunday. You know what I mean? At least he had a good meal. But could you imagine, Chris? I would have lost both my. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of these doctors. He had triple bypass surgery in 2004. So he died 2013. Got 9 years. What happened was the doctor screwed up because he needed the valve to be replaced, and they wait for, like, maybe you would know about, like, they wait for a certain number or something to do it or whatever. Like, I don't know, but
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure either. It's something with, like, the way that the blood things are, and they put it off. Like, if he would have got the valve replaced, he would have been 92 today. Maybe he would have, but I'm just saying he probably would have lived. And the thing was, the doctor never called to say he was sorry. You know what I mean? So I got a little pissed off about that, right? So my cousin, he's a hothead, okay, and he's like, I want to go talk to this doctor, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to start nothing. He's crazy, my cousin. So no, we're gonna go see him. Like, please, Jimmy, his name. Don't hit him or nothing. I can't be going to jail and shit. But we went there, and he just told him, you got no respect. He let I don't slap you around a little bit and everything. And I'm like, Jimmy, just how do you not call and give your condolences? You know what I mean? Like I don't understand
Yeah.
scumbags, and everything. So I was
So
just
you're dealing with that pain, and you snapped out the other day, and now you're
yeah, and the thing,
struggling.
the anxiety. I don't know if everybody suffers with anxiety. I'm hardly sleeping. I would take a like if the Xanax was here, I would take it. I can't do it. I've been taking. My friend recommended. I can't even pronounce it. It's like it's a supplement called I can't even pronounce it. It's like for anxiety.
Hmm.
Or is something I don't know. Maybe somebody knows. But I went to GNC and I bought it. But I took like 6 of them. It's a supplement, and it
Yeah,
helped
yeah,
a little bit. I'm probably not supposed to take 6, but like I told you about the gabapentin, that did help me with anxiety and pain. The
yeah.
gabapentin, but I started
Sorry, I
noticing
keep accidentally putting comments up. Go ahead, bro.
it.
Get
Okay,
this out of my way.
with the gabapentin, I started taking like I forget. I think it was 300 milligrams, and I could take it 3
Hmm.
times a day. But when I took like 600, I was like, wow, I feel good. You know what I mean? And I started abusing it and running out before the prescription. And the doctor's like, "You're taking," I'm like, and I said, you know what? I quit that cold turkey, and then I suffered a little bit for a while because I have an addictive personality. When I do something, I do it all the way, and it's something
I hear that.
I like. I have a gambling problem. I've had a gambling problem since the age of 10 years old. I grew up with an uncle that was in a certain American Italian subculture, but he, his
Yeah.
idea. I love
I think I know which one you're talking about.
yeah,
Go ahead, though.
Italian subculture. His idea of taking me around was like to the bars and to the clubs and his potato chips, the pinball machine, fill out these sports tickets. I'm 10 years old and I'm
Yeah.
filling out. Started gambling at 10, and then if I won, they made, you know what I mean. He throw me money. I'm like, that's bad to. That's you know what I mean. I loved him to death, but he taught me all the wrong things, and then it just escalated. Sports gambling and all the sports and blackjack. I mean, I got in trouble with the I guess they're the mob or whatever, the guy that I dealt with. I come home from work one day, and there's 4 guys out of the Sopranos sitting with my mother eating Edmonds cake, and I'm like, oh boy.
Really?
Yeah. So my mother's they're
It's
nice
not
to my
good.
mom and everything, and my mom took care of it and said, if you gamble ever again, I'm gonna let them fucking kill you. And
Yeah.
have it for me. But maybe I stay clean a couple of years to gambling. I got right back into it again. But that's why when I went on that cruise, that's the first time I gambled in 10 years. I relapsed. It had to rain. I went into the casino. I know I got a problem, and I just can't do $10 a hand. No, I had to go lose $600. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, tell us about that. I didn't know you had a gambling addiction.
Yes, I've had a.
And
I've
if you told me, my apologies, I forgot.
no,
But
I don't think I ever. I started at 10 years old gambling uh, with the football tickets, those stupid things you fill out or whatever. The odds are always wrong and the spreads are always messed up. And then I used to cut high school and go to Atlantic City, play blackjack. Imagine that, 15, 16 years old. They let you in there. I started
yeah,
doing it. And then when I was 18, I started getting a bookie and starting to bet, and I would actually bet. My uncle had bookies, and I'm betting with them. And, I'm not saying what particular family or anything, but I'm betting with them, but the thing with anybody that gambles, and it's true, the best thing that can ever happen to you is you bet one time and you lose. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely.
That one
The
of my,
worst thing that could happen to a
yeah.
gambler is that they win.
And when I started, I'm very good at blackjack. I was very good at sports gambling. So when I started, here's 18, 19-year-old kid, $5, $6, $7,000 in my pocket. I'm a genius, right? I know it all. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but my friend made a $500 bet when he was 20. He lost, then he's afraid the mob's gonna kill him and all this shit. I'm like, he's like, I'll never fucking do that again. And to this day, he's never fucking bought a scratch off. And I wish I would have lost. You know what I mean? Like, and they say that the best thing that you can do is lose. You know what I mean? The first time.
Mhm.
When you win, and the thing is, you lose the value of $1. You know, $200 is not enough for you. $500 is not enough for you. $1,000 not enough for you. You round it off to like, fuck, I won 1585. Fuck, I should have won $2,000. Like, you're never happy.
Well, yeah, that's why. Like I noticed with people that back in the day when I used to go to the casino with friends and shit, I would go there with a couple of $100. If I went there with 200 and I got up to 300, I was done for the night.
Yeah,
But my friend could win 700 on his first roulette spin, and he had, it was like he had no choice but to gamble that because it wasn't enough. There's never enough. So he had to gamble that until he lost it. And I watched them go to the ATM 3 times. I mean, this has happened numerous times with numerous people I've watched as they gamble everything they fucking have because it's never enough.
Fucking times, a million times. I never, I started a $10 table. Within 4 or 5 hands, I'm betting $100 a hand. Then I go to the $25 table, and the $50 table. Then it's $500 a hand. And you're doubling down if you get a good hand. That's fucking $1,000. You know what I mean? And it's just it's so bad. Money becomes. And the funny thing, my friend Jimmy and I was talking to you about that wanted to beat up the doctor that my father died. He would about, Jesus Christ, fucking pair of jeans are $25. I'm not fucking paying. He fuck like that, Jimmy. You just won $5,000. Or you lost $3,000 yesterday, and you fucking pissed off. I used to laugh at him. Everything else was a fucking problem. You bet $1,000 on a football Sunday. This kid, we bet. The whole day, $1,000 a game, 2,000, and you're worried about fucking jeans at $25 in Walmart. You fucking idiot,
bro. I know guys that they'd spend. Yeah, they'd spend thousands at the casino, and no matter what they won or lost, the next day they wouldn't spend fucking $10 on a pizza for their family.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. He wants $600 to fucking do some work on my car. This piece of shit. You could drive around in a fucking Mercedes Benz, you jack off.
Yeah.
It's just so.
Well, to gamblers, money is for gambling. That's all it's for.
Yeah,
and that's it.
You never, and at least what I did was, I would buy things with it. You know what I mean? Like I would go on a vacation, or I'd do something. I was always single at the time. He would never do nothing with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, you get nothing to show for it. You know what I mean? It was not like, at least I had 7,000. I went away for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like I did shit. I bought like a fancy, computer, or I went to the strip club. You know what I mean? Like I at least I took the winnings and I tried to do something with it. You know what I mean? And stuff. Yeah. But he would never do. And this poor guy, he was 24/7. I mean, he had it. I mean, like whatever was on, if it was fucking cricket in the middle of the night, And back then, we had bookies, and then you get cut off. They used to have it called offshore before. Now it's legal. So that was a pain in the ass where you had to join offshore. Then you had to get this thing called a net spend card. So when you won, you had to put it to the net spend card. Take it from the net spend card and put it, it was all these crazy shit. I even bought, like, before there was iPhones, they had these phones where you can go on the internet with. They were like $2,000 to buy, just so I can bet when I'm out. And then you got to remember too, back in the day, there was no phones. So say I got to put a bet in, and there's 4 people on the line. $25, $25. Get the fuck out of here. I got to get on that phone. You know what I mean? To call my bet to me for. So think about that. There was 4 people. It's $25, 20. Yeah, no problem. Give me that fucking phone. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, it was bad. And I did that. Even after my mother helped me out, I continued. I drained all my annuities and funds. Like I'm retired now. I could be living in a mansion. You know what I mean? And I used all that to pay that, bets that I lost. You know what I mean? It's
not a horrible addiction, man. It's a horrible addiction because it's limitless.
I'll be with my girl, like say I'm dating a girl at the time on a Sunday, and I don't tell her what I'm doing, and it's like somebody died, and she's like, "Why are you in such a bad mood?" I said, "I just, I got to go to work tomorrow." She's like, "No, something's wrong. I couldn't." you know, what do you say? If I tell her that, she'll fucking break up with me. You know what I mean? But after a while, I'm like, I can't even have a girlfriend because the anxiety that I got to come up with. I'm making like $10, $12 an hour, and I lost $5 grand. And you know what they did back then for the older people, and maybe even your generation, they would mail you credit cards in the mail with like $4,000 or
Oh yeah.
$5,000. So I lost one time like $8 grand. I said, I'm gonna get my legs fucking broken. All of a sudden, I get 3 credit cards in the mail with like $15,000 limit. I go to the bank. You know what I mean? I need the girl like, you want to take the whole $8,000? Are you crazy? I'm like, well, I don't want my legs broken. She's like, oh God, and they
Get
like
that
if
money to you
you know,
quick.
they used to go home when there'd be 4 credit cards in your mailbox. They don't got no more. You know what I mean? That saved me so
Yeah.
many times. I mean, I had that too sometimes. You know? Yeah, it was just I just don't. I'm glad. I when my son was born 13 years ago, that I decided I got to cut the gambling out. You know what I mean? I still was doing it a little bit, and then it got up again, and I had but I I changed my life 13 years ago for the better. But then I got the opiate addiction from the surgeries and everything and stuff like that. But yeah, it's people that gamble. It's very addicting. You don't even enjoy. It takes the joy out of the game that I used to love as a kid because say you didn't like. I don't bet no more, but I still get pissed off watching the game, going fuck. I knew that team was gonna win. You know what I mean? Instead of just enjoying it, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, fucking, they won. I would have won $3 grand. You know what I mean? Like you just so
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
watch sports anymore because I just get mad that I can't bet it. You know what I mean? It's terrible.
Yeah, yeah. It's a horrible addiction, man. That's why, I see that I can't say I can't understand it because I'm a cheap fuck. You know what I mean? So like now, if we go to the casino, I'm no fun. Shanna's kind of more, I don't know. She's what's the word I'm looking for? She's more of a free spirit. She'll be like if no matter what amount we go with, like she'll sit there and play it to have fun. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'll be like, wait a minute, why are you playing $1 instead of 88 cents? Or why are you playing $1.50 instead of $1? You know what I mean? On the slot machine. But she does it, she's having fun. I don't know how to have fun gambling because losing money kills me. I can't fucking stand it. So,
Yeah.
I take a couple
Well,
$100. If I could play for a few hours on that, I'm happy, even if I lose it.
yeah. I mean, you might as well take the money and rip it up and throw it in the fucking garbage. You know what I
For the
mean?
most part, yeah.
But if you can do it, if you like, my mom goes a lot. That's what my mom is 89 years old. They go with her friends. My mom will take $100. Once the $100 is gone, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they go for the shows and shit. But I can't. I wouldn't even waste my time. Like I said, $25 tables, 50s, even the $500 tables. I've been to. You know what I mean? I tell people,
When I play blackjack, I do a $15 table. That's it.
yeah, that's actually a lot. But you double down on good hands and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. I do okay, and I don't play long. Once I start losing, I'm done.
You know, if you got it, you got an 11, they got a 2. You got to double that. You know what I mean? You got
Yeah, yeah.
you got to split aces. You got to, you know what I mean, and everything. You got it, and then you bet. And sometimes you do 4 or 5 splits. I've seen. Like when I was at the blackjack table, and I wish it didn't rain that day. I'd have $600 in my pocket, right? But it rained that day. So nothing to do. But I told you I met the 2 women that were married, right? One was a retired LPGA golf player, and her wife was a investment banker. Chris, they were betting fucking big, bro. I mean, like, and she was losing, and she kept giving the guy the credit card. You know what I mean? Like she didn't have enough money to double down. She gave him the credit card. I mean, she was going crazy. You know what I mean? God knows what they lost. You know what I mean? And like I said, the ship was like a continuous shoe, which I never heard of before, and that's got to be in their favor. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah,
gambling.
yeah.
But what I
Well, I'm
want
gonna
to
tell you the truth. Before you go on, real quick, there was one time, like I used to go to this after hours club. I talk about it all the time. It was called Ada's. It was like fucking Amsterdam in New York City. You could fucking do cocaine right after you get done eating a buffalo chicken wrap. You know what I mean? And the whole fucking club is full of people, and nobody bats an eye. Everybody's doing coke. Everybody's getting high, drinking.
yeah.
It was a VFW. You know what I mean? It was a members only thing. So, I was I was in there, like I would go there and they had those pull tab machines. You know, you pull the three things and
Yeah.
you know I'm talking about, those tickets. I
Mhm.
would go there and every now and then I'd put $20 in a machine every now and then. You know, it wasn't my thing. I'm not a gambler. Well, one night I put $20 in and I won 500. And that
Nice.
was it. For about the next 3 or 4 months, I'm in there gambling like $1,000 a night. You know what I
And then,
mean? And finally that got too
of
crazy and I
course, you would have
stopped.
lost. If you would have lost, you wouldn't have been in there that all those other times.
Oh,
You know?
exactly. Yep.
Yeah, you know.
Well, the
And every,
guy said to me, the guy at the door, he said the worst thing that can happen to a gambler is that they win. You know what I mean? He knew what was coming.
I also love the line when you're like a gambler, you want to get even, so you go, you want to get even or make it even worse. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, no shit.
See,
Did you ever read? I'll tell you what, if you ever read Andrew Dice Clay's book, it's fucking unbelievable.
well, I
His
saw it does
he
everything with it.
gambled away millions.
Yeah, yeah. I saw him. I saw him before I had back surgery. I never saw him before. He was at the end of his career. I had my back surgery in 2015. It was June of 15. I saw him at the Stress Factory, and it's by Rutgers University. And I got to give the guy credit. Me and my buddy, you know, we look like gangsters there, especially my buddy. And I like to sit in the front. So I thought he'd pick on me, like pick on us and stuff. He wouldn't
Yeah,
even look.
yeah,
Wouldn't even look over at us, right? Nothing. He would even like he's doing the show, and I'm getting mad, like I want him to fuck with me because it's fun, you know. And he's not even
yeah.
like attention to it. I'm trying to get his attention, nothing. So after the show's over, my buddy had a book, but probably the book you're talking about. He wanted him to sign it. I don't know what book it was. Maybe that book. I don't know. He had a book that he's a
Yeah.
big fan. So
The Filthy Truth, it's called.
yeah, I don't know if that's the book he had that he wanted him to sign. This is 2015, so I don't know if that was the book, the year, or whatever. But the owner that owns the Stress Factory, he went to. He's the same age as I am today. I went to Middletown North. He went to Middletown South. He owns the comic. I didn't know him really, but it was, you know. So when he came, he asked him to sign the book. So I asked the owner. I'm like, why come? Like, what's his problem that he didn't even like look over? He says he doesn't look at anybody. It looks like a gangster out of respect, not to offend any of you guys. I said, we're not
Oh, okay, okay.
like he goes, he grew up in that area. You know, as far as he's concerned, you guys look like gangsters, and he wasn't even gonna fuck around.
He grew up in Nostrand Avenue. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he didn't look at us thinking that what are we gonna do? We're gonna fucking kill him. We're not even gangsters. You know what I mean? And just out of respect, which is kind of cool. Even my friend said he's doing that because out of respect, he thinks we're gang. You know what I mean? Like it was funny, you know, and everything.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm having a lot of trouble too. Dealing with, you know, my son's mom and everything, like the guilt uh of like all the money I would give her, I blame myself, like that I killed her, like, you know, that she bought the drugs with it instead of, you know what I mean, like I deal
Well,
with that.
can you tell a little bit of her story just so we know?
Well, yeah, what I could,
If you're okay with it. If not, don't
yeah,
worry about it.
I'll tell you how life works. Okay, I met his mother. Check this out. Okay, I met his mother for the first time in 2003. She was a barmaid in a gentleman's club. Okay. She was a barmaid. All right. I got her number. We hung out a couple of times. Right. So this is 2003. Hung out a couple of times. She went her way. I went my way. Right. Okay. Fast forward 7 years later to October of 2010. Okay. At the time, I had just met a girl on Staten Island that just got divorced from a millionaire contractor who was rich. I had no kids. We just started dating. It's like we could travel. You don't have to pay for nothing. I'm in. I met a rich woman, right? I'm in, right? You know,
Or
and
so
what
you
happened?
thought.
Yeah, okay. It's funny how life, right? So now what happens is a good friend of mine, his name was Ronnie Bin. I was a good baseball player in high school. I played college baseball, and I would have got drafted, but I was too small. But what happened was Ronnie Bin was driving his two kids to a soccer practice. It's starting to rain now. I don't want to go inside, but if it rains, I'll go inside. But uh, he was driving his two kids to a soccer practice, Ronnie. All of a sudden, he had chest pains. He pulls over. He has a heart attack. Able to call 911. He saved his two kids. He dies. right? The only reason I'm in this place this particular day is we went to the wake, whatever. We go to the bar where we all hung out with back in the day. Who comes strolling in? My son's, Jennifer, we'll say, okay? We
Yeah.
start talking, we're partying, a little bit of coke, right? And next thing I know, we get a hotel room, we play checkers. I get a call 2 weeks later, I'm pregnant. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're
Shit.
fucking kidding me, right? So I don't, I didn't believe her. She was the kind of girl that would, sleep around a lot or whatever. And I said, you know, I guess we'll go, go to the doctors or whatever. I don't believe, I need you to be proof. So we went to the doctors. She was pregnant. Yep. So now now I only met her like a couple times. And then 7 years later, I knock her up. She's a complete stranger really to me. Right. So
Yeah.
now I got to tell my parents this. And this is what alcohol does. But you just how life, I always thank Ronnie. If Ronnie doesn't die, I'm not there. And Ronnie was close to me. I loved him to death. Ronnie gave me a kid. If you think about it, I wouldn't have been there, right? So
Yeah.
I I tell my parents they're disgusted with me, and everything. So what do I do, Pop? He's Italian. He goes, you got to take care of him. I said, can I just take care of him or whatever? He's no, take care of both of them. You got to do the right thing. I'm like, so technically, I start a relationship with someone not knowing how bad of a drug problem you have. You know what I mean? And I made her be a stay-at-home mom. I broke my ass every day at work. I gave her all the money she wanted for the shopping. You come home, the house is a fucking mess. The baby's still sleeping on her all day. I leave 3:30 in the morning. And I come home at 7 o'clock in the night. Did you feed the fucking kid? Did you even get up yet? And this went on for like a couple of years. Thank God I was very close to her family, and they would help me out and everything. And I stayed too long. After 3 years, I had a nervous breakdown. And then the thing is, the cops, like, she was very vindictive. Like, she would lie and call the cops saying that I hit her and shit, like making up crazy shit. So, of course, they throw me out of my own condo and I'm fucking homeless. So I'm living in
Oh,
a
Jesus.
hotel, and not even, it was a joke. And then she ended up meeting somebody else. But the thing is, she denied her problem. She was always like dopey and like mellow. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't think she was a coke person. I thought she was more like Xanax and pills and shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All I know is if I gave her $500, 3 days later she's broke with it, and I don't see nothing in the refrigerator. I got to put two and two together. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, of
I didn't.
course.
I didn't know what to do. I had to go to work every day, break my ass. You know what I mean? I would call her sister and say, "You got to help me out here and talk to her. What is she doing? And everything. Always deny, 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 deny. Always be in denial. And then she always had this. She was cheating on me and stuff like that. I didn't even really love her or care about her anyway. We
Yeah.
never sexual. I slept with the baby and I slept in the bedroom. You know what I mean? I don't even know why I did this for 3 years. I finally snapped and went off. You know what I mean? How much could you living like that? And it was terrible. You know what I mean? So thank God her parents always took. Her family always took my side and everything. So and then she met. She always seemed to meet guys that had good jobs too. It was crazy. Like she met this guy who does. He's an operating engineer guy who does the cranes in the city. They make big money, and then
Yeah.
she lived with him, for a couple of years, but then started doing the same shit again. Cleaning the house, the money's getting disappeared. So he kicked her out. Now she's homeless with my son, which she shouldn't. I should have went to court, just got full custody. I probably could have got it, but I'm not. I didn't want to take a kid away from his mother. You know what I mean? Like, and
It's
everything. So
understandable.
yeah. So I put her in a brand new. In 2019, I put her in a brand new condo that was built on the beach. I don't want to say it's in Jersey somewhere, and it was like low income too, certain things. So I put it because put her in there. The rent was cheap, but it turned out to be like a lot of junkies lived there. You know what I mean? Like it was fucking bad. It's brand new, beautiful building. People moving out like left and right and everything, and started messing around with like heroin you know, and everything. Taking in my son saw so much, like how my son didn't. He's telling me stories now of what he saw, like, you know, dealers coming over there. He saw her get roughed up by a dealer. Like, I was like, Anthony, in front of you? He's like, I was in my room scared. I said, why don't you call him? Well, he was 6 or 7. He saw like crazy shit. Like, I'm lucky never got killed. Now, he was with me all the time, 4 to 5 days a week, never on the weekends. You know what I mean? Every
Yeah.
week I had him because I told her sister, I'm like, it's, something happens to this kid, she's dead. I will kill her. You know what I mean? Like, so I always, you know, had him all the time. And there'd be times I would take him home and she'd be wasted and he'd come back with me. But he always, you know, a kid loves his mother, so he would always stick up for her. Then as he got a little older, he saw how she was and he scared him. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then he would always be with me. And then what happened was she got a DWI in the day after Valentine's Day, 2022. This all started in 2022, the end of her like DWI Valentine's Day. Okay, they she would use her boyfriend's car that he bought her, a nice Durango. So I called him up because they, you know, to let him know what happened because he doesn't know his car's impounded. He's a nice guy. I got along with him. You know, he's like, oh,
Yeah.
holy shit, right? That's the first DWI. Okay. The next DWI is she calls me up to pick him up from school. I was laying down taking a nap. I said, you know, you go get him. You know what I mean? Give me a break, man. It's, you know, do something, you know. Now, if she would at least told me that she went drinking or something, you know, I would have got him. She doesn't say nothing to me. She gets pulled over on the school property with Xanax and drunk.
Oh my God.
So that's child endangerment. And how
Oh,
embarrassing is my poor kid on the school property that he goes to the school in front of all his friends and shit, right? So that's the
that's
second.
bad.
The third DWI, Mother's Day of all days. Mother's Day. Now, at this point, child services is involved now. You know, child
Yeah.
services is involved. And that was a pain in the ass. I didn't grow up like that. So I had to deal with child services for like a year and a half. They had, of course, they had to come and meet me. I was living at my mom's house at the time, you know, all my surgeries and everything. My mom took me back in because I lost everything. And they would come like once a week. They were very good. I have to admit, people have had bad experiences with them. The case manager I had was a sweetheart. You know what I mean? She saw my family were good people and everything, you know, but it was just annoying dealing. I didn't grow up like that, you know, dealing with these people. You know what I mean? Like, so that you know, that was going on. And then what happened was in June of 2022, he collapsed in a store, in a dollar store, a Dollar Tree store. She collapsed. She refused to go to the hospital. Okay, like she should have went to the hospital. See, she always complained of headaches through the years. She had a lot of brain bleeding that she didn't probably know about, or nobody diagnosed her with it. You know,
Oh
not
shit.
drugs you do. So she refused to go to the hospital. I don't hear from her for 3 or 4 days. Her sister calls me and says, please do a welfare check. And I wasn't going to fucking do it. You know, you call it, you know what I mean? But I'm like, let me do it, right? And then when I did it, it turned out that she was barely alive. Her brother was dead. And her brother's girlfriend was dead in the apartment. So whatever they did, they did. They didn't get, there was cocaine with fentanyl in the brother system, dead. The girlfriend dead with fentanyl. They said there was no fentanyl in her system. Now I don't know how that could be possible, but she was barely alive. They flew her to the top brain surgeries by Rutgers, Robert Wood Johnson. I think it's one of the top brain surgery hospitals in the world. Did
Yeah.
20 operations on her. They told her, the doctor said, why didn't you get help when you collapsed in that store? We would have saved your life. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
she didn't know. So the coke that they all did, 2 of them died. She was better off dying with the other 2 because to go to hospice like that from June to November was a heartbreaking thing. You know, I only went 2 times. Her boyfriend took him and my son a lot. You know what I mean? I went to say my goodbyes. But if there's any parents out there that are doing drugs, I'm going to I can't do it now because I'm on my phone. I wanted to show you a picture. If I can say, it's a very heartbreaking picture. If I can save, one life. You see this picture. If that don't make you fucking wake up, I don't know what will. But I don't know how to do the picture on my phone as I'm talking to you. I don't know how to do that.
Can you just, okay, you want to hop off for a second and
Oh, I text it to you and you could show it.
yeah. It's not going to get me in trouble, is it? It's not something YouTube is going to.
No, she's laying there,
Oh, okay.
dying, and he's laying next to her. You know what I mean? I don't know. Can we show that?
God.
It's
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's she looks like she's sleeping, and he's laying down. I'm gonna delete it after this because I can't take it anymore looking at it. But it's something that I wanted to show everybody out there that what how bad I feel so guilty for this kid that he doesn't have a mother in his life. It's fucking heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. That little boy.
It is.
And in being a single dad, I got to be a mom and a dad, and it's like he still wants to cuddle with me. I got to rub his head. He's 13 now. I don't think it's weird. I got to show him that affection. You know what I mean? Like the hugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And thank God my mother and his aunts. We had a good time on the cruise. They're in his life, but nothing is like your mother. You know what I mean?
No. Nope, absolutely not. I'm so sorry. Like Miss Can't Be Wrong said, I'm so sorry for you and your son, man. That's a fucking horrible story.
That I had no respect for her when she got that DWI on that school property. I wanted to kill her. And there was times she would come to the house to pick. She had the audacity one time to come pick him up, and she's shit-faced. Okay, now check this out. She comes on the lawn. I said, Jen, you're not taking this boy home. You're drunk. And the car's there. Now I should have let the car run. She wanted I shut it off. I was smart. I said, Jen, I don't want to fight with you, Jen. I said, you gotta go. You can't drive home. Come in the house and sleep. And that you call to see neighbors will start looking, and everything. And then my mom opens the door. Now, if she would have put her hands on my mother, she was dead. I would have beat her to death. Thank God she didn't do it. Said, Mom, she's drunk, and we didn't want to get the police involved. Someone's going to hear yelling, right? Calls the police, right? Here comes the young cop. The young cop right away. I'm in fault. Meanwhile, neighbors are out saying he didn't do anything wrong. She's drunk. He's my friend. She shouldn't take this kid. You mind your fucking business. The cop says, the young cop said, I can't ignore. I'm sorry if you're a cop and you're younger. I said, you're not arresting me, bro. You both got to get taken. No, I'm not. You're not putting cuffs on me, bro. No way. Call somebody else up right the fuck now. Call. I don't care if you're not taking. You take me in cuffs. I don't care. Then we're going at it. She's wasted. I'm not. I'm clean and sober. That's my son. She's not getting in the car with him, right? So then a senior cop came and he pulled me aside. He said, you got cameras around the house? I said, no. Right? Calm down, bro. Obviously, you're okay. I said, and these young cops today are paying you. An older guy.
Yeah.
We're gonna lock her up. We're taking her away. She didn't get a DWI, but she got locked up for. She would have got one if I left the car running. I shut it off. I didn't. I didn't have to do that, but I shut it off. And she got arrested. And then she got bailed out like the next day, whatever. But you imagine I'm gonna give you my son, and you have the audacity to come over like that. She was wasted. Fuck you. You fuck. And then wanted to fist fight me. I want to have a fist fight with me. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? I mean, you can't. It's just the shit that I had to deal with. It's just, I'll take a drug test. Tell my mother, I'll pee in a cup. I'll pee in a cup. Yeah, okay. Pee in a cup. You fucking. Let me send you the picture. It's fucking heartbreaking, but if it could save somebody's life.
Yeah. I'm heartbroken for you, man. It's very sad, bro. I don't even know what to say.
And I just warned the audience. There might be some tears, but if you got a problem out there and you got kids, and you want this to happen to your kid, you might want to change your mind. You might want to change your fucking mind.
I'm not even sure I want to see this picture. But
Well, you look at it. If you don't want to put it up there, don't put it up there. But I just sent it to you.
all right. The
You know, if you
Grift
think
Eyes
it's too,
here said, "Hey, the Grift Eyes here said your son is lucky boy to have a father like you." I agree. You are, bro. That's one of the reasons I have so much respect for you. You are an amazing father. I knew that about you since the very beginning. So, no, Frank froze.
I grew up in a normal mother, father. You know, I didn't grow up like that. You know, and it's sad. If you want to show it, you could show it. If you think it's too
I'll
much,
put it up.
you know.
It's just gonna. It'll take me a quick second here. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. Like I said, I don't know if you heard me, but I have all the respect in the world for you. You are a hell of a man and a hell of a father, bro. Oh, give me a second. I'll be.
Am I still on the show? I don't see the chat.
Yeah, you're here. I just got to do this real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, here we are. All right, I'm gonna put this picture up. This is Frank's son's mother and his son. It's a heartbreaking picture, but this is what could happen. Let me get to it here. It's horrible, Frank. It's heartbreaking. I understand why you can't look at it anymore.
Yeah, I got to delete it. He's never seen that. He never will. But I'm glad that I got so many videos of her, memories of her, you know. So when he gets older, I mean, you know, with these phones, I got every picture from the day he was born to the. That's why a lot of videos I make on YouTube, I put in dedication to his mother when I make sometimes. I'm trying to. I feel guilty that I was very mean to her. Maybe I could have helped her better, but you can only do so much. You know what I mean? You can only, do so much.
And you can't in
You
any
know.
way blame yourself, Frank. You can't.
It can't be wrong said that I can't sing worth a shit, but I made a nice video. I put it on YouTube on the cruise. I sang Your Song by Elton John, and I made a nice speech to his mom and to our family for helping me out and everything. And I sang Your Song. Mr. Can't Be Wrong said that I could sing, but I can't sing, but if you want to see the video, what I say is very emotional, and I almost cried, uh, you know, and everything. But I did that, and the video that I made that Tom Sheehy said he loved it. He's a good guy, Tom. I made like a 15-minute video, and at the end I put like in memory of her and everything. Just I'm trying to make peace with the. I had a lot of hatred in my heart for her, what she did to him. I'm so mad that she did that to him. Like, why you did that? Like, it's just like I can't. It's so frustrating that you had a beautiful boy and you'd be on Facebook bragging, this is my life, this is why I live for, and this is what makes me go, and all that bullshit, and you want to do drugs and die like that. Like I just don't know. There's got to come to a point where I had addictions bad. I was no angel. I did a lot of bad shit. Did I lose? Did I lose you?
Yeah, no, there you are. You're back.
I got a call. I blocked it. Nah, man, block it, my friend. But I did a lot of bad things in my life that I don't, that I regret and everything. But once that kid was born, I slowly started to, cut back on things. You know what I mean? But then I did have the opiate problem when I had all the surgeries because anybody in pain, I couldn't deal with that pain. I wasn't a strong enough man to deal with that type of pain. I had to take them, even to work to support my
Nobody
family. You
is,
know what I mean?
bro.
Yeah, I had to take them, but meanwhile, I'm spending all this money, you know, after the doctors cut you off, I'm paying, taking 30 milligram pills at $30 a pop. And I'm buying them all the time, after a while, but I was working a lot of, overtime. I had the money, but it's not good, but I had to, and then finally, and a lot of those opiates, actually masked the pain, and I really made myself worse. I never should have got to the point of all my stuff. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, I should have got help quicker. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so
Well,
that's
you're an
why,
incredible guy, man. That's all I can say. Your son
it's
is
just
very lucky, and I don't know what else to say. I mean, I have nothing
the
but
thing that
respect for
makes
you.
the thing, like, and I even like, I deal with a lot of kids on the football team. There's a new kid this year on the team. He's a very talented football player. And I've been driving him to practices because his mom's got to work. His father's on the crack pipe, no ride. So I pick him up. It makes him hungry. He tells my son that I'm going to make it to the NFL so I could take care of my mom. You know what I mean? And, it's good to dream big, but it's sad how, his father's on a crack pipe. It's just so it's terrible. I don't, you know what? If you're going to have a kid, I mean, you know what it means to have a kid. You want to do it the right way, fall in love, have a kid. But, it's there's too many kids out there with drug addict fucking parents. But you know what? That picture that he put up there, keep doing that to your kid, whether you're a man or a woman. And that's what's going to happen. That's the bottom
Jesus,
line.
bro. Hey, Cuban Muscle said, Frank. He said, Frank, bro. No, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off at all.
What happened?
What were you gonna say?
You said Cuban Muscle said something. I don't know what.
Oh, okay.
You said something.
He said, bro, my child's mother is an active addiction. A lot of your story I relate to. This was nice hearing your story, and I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, well, I hope your son's mother gets the help, so he's not laying next to her like that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you can only do so much. You can't. You can. You have to get help. I mean, I suffer with depression. I've been, every year for the last 3 years, I've been in the hospital with depression. I live day to day. I hope it don't happen. This will be the first year if I can make it. The last 3 years I've been in the fucking mental ward, and those places suck. You know what I mean? They don't even help you. You're in there with fucking nut jobs, and they don't really help you. They got me on the right medicine now, so I'm happy about that. It's working. You know what I mean? So hopefully it'll continue working. It don't stop working, and everything. But that's why I like you. I relate to you because of everything when you first came on, you told your story. I kind of felt that I was in your shoes like that. You know what I mean? Where everything that you went through, and I respected that, you know what I mean? And everything. And I'm glad that you're friends with A-Light because I chose you over A-Light,
I know
whatever.
you did.
But I did, but I don't know if we're cool again now, but I re-Facebooked friend him or whatever again, I haven't talked to him or said hi to him. I will say, I'll say it on here or whatever. I ran into one of his friends on the cruise, young girl that was, I looked out for her and everything that he was very close to and everything. It's just a small world. And she told me some nice things about John. John's a good guy. He did a lot for people that, that nobody knows about, good stuff. And yeah, he looked out for her and everything. So, I just, this whole YouTube thing and this whole MobTube thing it's getting to a point where it's annoying. It's too much hatred on here. It's just stupid shit, it's just someone's gonna end up getting killed or something. It's just getting to be out of hand. What happened to you was an absolute fucking disgrace. You know what I mean? It's just, but you know what? You make the money and you laugh all the way to the fucking bank. Fuck it. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. You know what I mean? There's no reason for anybody to bother you in any way. You never came on here and messed with anybody. You just started a show. You messed with A-Light, fine. And look, that just proves how cool you are. That everything you did to A-Light, and A-Light respected you after that. You became friends. That just says something. Think about that.
I know. Well, it says a lot about him,
Think about that.
Once his daughter
that's
passed,
how,
once his daughter passed, me and Shannon were in Fort Lauderdale, I believe. We were in the hotel. We were getting ready to leave the next day, and somebody texted me and told me Chelsea died. And that was it, man.
Yeah.
I never said a bad word about him again. And then, on Father's Day, the following Father's Day, I texted him and I said, John, my heart breaks for you. You're in my thoughts. I'm sure this day has to be terrible for you. And, I wish you the best. And that's it. We formed a friendship after that. Uh-oh, Frank froze. The fuck happened?
Oh, there, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, the ironic thing about it is how everybody called A-Light a fraud. And you think about all these idiots that have been on it. A-Light might as well have been John Gotti compared to all these idiots that came on.
Compared to them, he's
the
godfather, bro.
That's why. And the guy, I'm Facebook friends with him. The guy is all over the world. He's in Switzerland. He's with beautiful women. You're making fun of this fucking guy. The guy lives like a fucking king. He's a good-looking fucking guy. He's fucking, he lives a wonderful life. He changed his life too for the better. You know what I mean? And everything.
That's why a lot of people hate him.
Yeah, they're jealous of him. You know what I mean? They're just jealous at him. They're jealous of him. He's fucking he laughs at all these fucking people. I used to get mad. He with MRE. He used to fucking laugh at the fucking guy. Now I don't know what he thinks now. He must be really thinking that he didn't even give a fuck. You know what I mean?
I know. Hey, Mustache Pete said, "I definitely relate to a lot of your story, Frank. I wish you the best, buddy." And earlier, Mustache Pete recommended some things, I guess, that could help you sleep. If I could find the comment now.
No, I'm on a lot of. I take a lot of supplements for working out, so maybe they give me energy. I take. I'll take a Tylenol PM here and there. You know what I'm saying? I don't like doing that because it makes me groggy, but I've done that. The last couple of nights, I've been getting up. I've been stressed out over what I did on Tony's thing. That's why I said to you how you been putting up with this, and you know what I mean. If I had to do this, I would not be sober. I'd lose it. You know what I mean? Mm-mm.
I hear you. Bro.
Mustache Pete's a good guy. I think he's a Jersey guy. I never really met him. He's another good-looking guy, single dad. We got all the good-looking people on this side.
He's all right. He's all right.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. Yeah, and I kind of messed with. I don't know if you know him. I kind of messed with BK on SoFlo. I gave him a challenge. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, I was listening. I was in the fucking polo store.
Yeah,
bro,
I'm not. You know what I mean? I you know what I mean? I'm not. I can't fight nobody, but I gave him a funny challenge. You know what I mean? I don't know. He probably called me an asshole. I don't know the guy. I could give a fuck. But I called him out.
It was hilarious.
Whatever.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Bro, listen, that thing too the other day, man, when you flipped out about MRE, you can't let that bother you. I mean, I know you say it feels like a relapse, but it's not one. So you can't let stuff like that eat away at you because it can lead to bad things.
My hands were shaking. I woke my son up. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was all, fucking disheveled. I couldn't calm down. I smoked a million cigarettes. I did a little workout, and that's when I, wanted a Xanax so bad because a lot of these women at the football games, they're stressed out with their kids. They got it on them all the time. You know what I mean? I could have got one easily, and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just don't. The guy. There's so many. I've never met some of the weirdest motherfuckers in my life on this fucking thing in 3 years. They're just some strange dudes. You know what I mean? Like that are just full of hate. And I don't get it. I mean, it's entertaining, but it's fucking very odd. It's very odd. You know what I mean?
It is.
Well, it's cool.
Mustache Pete said, oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, Mustache Pete said maybe try Kava. I don't know what that is. For anxiety and sleep.
No, I have no. Maybe Mustache Pete knows about that thing I did for the anxiety. Asperger's or some Asperger's. Mustache Pete might say it's like for anxiety. He might know if he's into those supplements. Asperger's. I don't know. Maybe he could get that. I'm saying it kind of right. It's for like anxiety. See if he knows what that is. Mustache Pete. If I say it starts with it's AS. I don't know. I should get the bottom. Look at the fucking name of it. But I don't know if it's
maybe
really
somebody knows what it is.
Yeah, it starts with an A. It's like a stress relief root, like a plant root.
Mustache Pete said, "Ha ha ha! I'm definitely a Jersey guy, but north of you, Frank, Passaic County.
Yeah, I'm exit 117, Mustache Pete. I'm down by the Jersey Shore. I'm not too close. I'm close to Sandy Hook Beach. I'm exit 117. Yeah. I don't know if you ever came down to the shore, Mustache Pete. Back in the day, DJs and Headliner and Inkabods and Trade Winds and all those places. I don't know how old you are, but those were the places back in the day that I used to hang out in. And I'm seeing a girl that's a barmaid at the Headliner. I'm sure you heard of the Headliner, yeah.
Nice. Anthony Cipollone said, ask him if he drinks a pre-workout drink. That shit fucks me up with sleep.
Yeah, I do. I did drink those C4s. They're very strong. The C4s they're called. They give you like a body high, like it's fucking weird. But I stopped doing that, and I do have to admit I have a little bit of a Red Bull problem. That could be it too, right? Yeah,
Without a doubt, Frank. Yeah, that
I
would
gave
probably be
you
the
away.
first thing to cut
I
out.
hope I'm still clean and sober, but I have a Red Bull problem. Yeah, yes.
No, you are.
Yeah. I'd like a couple of Red Bulls in the morning. Yeah. The blueberry ones I like that. So it's probably that. But it just started happening after the other day. It'll come back, Plus, when you get old, you pee a lot. You wake up in the middle of the night to pee. That's annoying too,
Telling me.
Yeah.
Mustache Pete said, imagine taking Lasix for heart failure. That shit makes you piss all fucking day. It's insane.
Yeah, no.
Mustache Pete said ashwagandha.
That's it. You got it, buddy. That's it.
That's what he said earlier on in the chat. But
Yeah,
I didn't want to interrupt you.
That's it, buddy. Thank you, Mustache. I don't know how to say that. Thank you. That's it. Yep. Yep. Tell him if I took 6 of them though. Am I in trouble? Yeah, but it worked. Yeah, that's exactly what I took. Yep. Yeah.
Jersey Girl said, Frank, I'm exit 117, born and raised.
Yeah. I'm Hazlitt, Jersey Girl. I'm Hazlitt. Yeah, I live in Hazlitt, New Jersey. Yeah, I always remember you from the 732 that you were in Jersey Girl. Yeah. So you're by me. Yeah. That's my area code, 732. It's funny. I'm Hazlitt. Yeah, I moved here. Well, I'm from Belford, Jersey Girl. I grew up in Belford. I moved here when I was 10 years old to Belford. And then when his mother died, I had to move to Hazlitt just to make sure that that he stays in the same school system. I could have used the boyfriend's address. They never really gave me a problem, but I don't want to take any chances. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I moved where I am now to the house that I'm at now. It'll be 2 years February that I've been here. Yeah, but I rent because I never had any money to buy a house or anything. I'm an idiot because of my gambling problems. But rent is my rent is $3,000 a month. Could you imagine?
Are you fucking serious?
$3,000 a month, Chris.
Holy shit! How close are you to the shore?
Jersey Girl. I'm always at Sandy Hook. I'm 10 minutes from Sandy Hook. I go there all the time.
That's why.
Yeah,
that's why.
No, I'm on. Yeah. I thought she was asking what I go. No.
No. I was curious.
Yeah. No, but rent is through the roof, But thank God for my father. My family. We're all local 3 members. I'm 3rd generation, so I had a great career. I get a great pension and great Social Security. And the thing is, when a child loses a parent, they do take care of the child. I give them that. Yep. So I do pretty good. You know what I mean? I can, I could be better with my money. I like to buy a lot of things on Amazon, and I got to. I'm into like sports memorabilia and Rocky. Like I actually bought. I mean, I do stupid things, but it makes me happy. I actually bought Rocky's. I'm a big Rocky Balboa fan. I love him.
Me too. I love Rocky shit, bro.
I bought his maroon jacket and Dempsey shirt at an auction that he wore in Rocky Balboa movie for $5,000, and I wore it on the cruise. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm an idiot, but I wanted it. I love him.
Fuck it.
If I was gay, I'd fuck him. No, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not gay, but I love him.
Listen, bro, you deserve whatever you want in life, man. You do.
Yeah, he's my idol. So I never. It's cool. It's funny how you meet. I did meet. You meet so many people on the jobs. Years ago, I met Burt Young, 1999. Around. I was working on the Trump buildings on the west side. All those buildings, there's like 10 of them that were being built, and I worked with this guy called Zoom. and he was a funny dude. So he knew Burgess. What Paulie, whatever his name was. And he drops his kid off one day, and Zoom Zoom goes, hey, Bert, you want to see the real life Rocky? And he pointed to me, and Bert goes, the kid looks good. He was cool. But then I went to Soprano Con before COVID. That was a fun time. I met all the Soprano cast members, and Burt Young at that time he was losing it. He was old, so I did. You remember meeting me? You know, in 1999, you were dropping your son off. He had no idea what I was talking about. You know.
Yeah.
He was, I met all the Soprano guys that were not everybody came, but like I tell you, who was a class act all the way was the guy you interviewed that did the hanging scene, the hanging guy.
Robert Funaro.
I'm talking to him, and I had a cane at the time. I was just learning to walk again. And he spent a half hour with me asking about me. Why I want to talk about Sopranos, what I went through and everything. What a fucking great guy. The best.
He's amazing. He's a great dude.
I mean, a sweetheart of a guy. I want to talk Soprano shit, and he's talking about what I did and what you went through and everything, and I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, I want to talk Sopranos. You know,
he's the most down to earth person in the world. I follow him on social media.
All of them were, every one of them. The only one that was kind of a dick, believe it or not, was Johnny Sacks. He wasn't in a good mood. He wasn't.
Oh, he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was.
I don't even want to get into his politics and shit. He's a fucking jerk.
Yeah, because I love the line of, what are you here for? I've been accused of a certain American Italian subculture. So I said that to him, and he like rolled his fucking. He didn't want to be bothered that fuck, because I did the VIP where you actually eat and hang with them. Yeah. And the guy who was a real sweetheart too. I should send you some of the pictures from that one. I got so many pictures. The bartender that he gets hit with the chain, the bartender guy.
Yeah, a big fat dude.
Yeah, he was fucking nice as could be. I got pictures of him. I was pissed Adriana wasn't there because I love Dre DeMeo. She didn't make it. I was pissed. Finn, the actor that played Finn, I smoked fucking cigarettes with him, talked that. We all hang out on the deck and smoke. He was cool. They all were cool. Even believe it or not, you're going to get mad at me, but William DeMeo was a nice guy too. He was nice. You know what I mean? He was a nice
I had a conversation with him for like a half hour one day. Well, whatever.
Yeah. He's a small little guy, tiny guy.
Tiny little feller.
Yeah. And like a very small guy. And who else was nice? Jackie Jr., sweetheart of a guy, kid, he was really nice to me. Yeah, they were all...
I tried to get a hold of him, but I never got a response.
Yeah. Bacala wasn't there. Not all the main one was there. I'm trying to think the FBI agent was a sweetheart. The FBI agent, she was there. I got pictures with her. Who else?
She's a smoke show.
What's that? The FBI agent?
Yeah.
She's not cool. She was cool there to me.
No, I said she's a smoke show. She's hot.
Yeah, she was older now. She was hotter. Oh, she was probably I'll send you all the pictures one day. You can go. I got so many pictures that I took. It was a fun time. I'm glad I went. I spent like $200 for the VIP, but you know what? I got to have dinner with them and talk to all them. They had a live band that played the song. Who else was nice there? Not everybody was there. Like I said, the best guy was the guy you interviewed. He was a sweetheart. Johnny Sacks was a dick. Vincent Pastore, he's a dick too. Vincent Pastore was a dick.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was a fucking jerk off. He wasn't very friendly. Who else was there? What's his name? None of the Meadow or Anthony Jr. were there. I don't know why they weren't there. They weren't there.
That's because they're too big. They were the stars.
Yeah. No Adriana, none of them.
None of the main cast is ever going to be there.
No. The FBI, both FBI agents. He was a funny dude. The other guy that he was a nice guy. Artie Bucco was there. He was a sweetheart. Artie Bucco. He was there, and then a bunch of other guys. I didn't even know who they were that were in like the bodyguard that he beats up at the the end of the season. Near the what do you call it? End of the season. That big dude. He was kind of
Muscles Marinara, yeah.
He was there. He was kind of like just a dick, I mean, I didn't, whatever. They all, what they do is they all have stands there and they sign autographs and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you had people that were in there for like 2 years. I actually bought a shirt off one of the guys. He was on there for 2 seasons, and I bought a shirt. I felt bad for him. Nobody was even talking to him, you know. But yeah, yeah. And I'm trying to think. I guess Johnny Sacks would have been the biggest one. You know what I mean? Probably, and he was a dick. Vincent Pastore was a dick. Who else was a dick? Nah, everybody else. I'm trying to think if any other big main ones. Nah, that was about it. Yeah. No, no Christopher Montes Sante. He wasn't there, and everything. He was filming a movie. But I do got a quick. I don't know if I ever told this. I was walking home one day. I lived in the city for 2 years, and I'm walking by 42nd Street and 11th Avenue. I lived at River Place, the apartments there. Guys in an SUV, and I hear him go, Mitch, hey, Mitch. And I'm like, fuck is Mitch? I go put my head in the window, Chris. It's fucking James Gandolfini. I'm like, holy shit, Tony Soprano. He goes, you're not Mitch. I go, no. I'm like, wow, big fan. He's like, all right, kid. All right, nice meeting you. Take care.
It's like meeting Marlon Brando. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So check this out. For years, this was like in 2009 or some shit. So for years, I'm like, who is Mitch? So when I'm at Sopranos Con, I'm talking to Finn. Finn was a sweetheart, that kid. We were laughing. He goes, you're a funny motherfucker. Like, I should be an actor. We were laughing about it. I kept calling him Finn. He's like, please, I'm like, Janowitz, right? I said, I got to call you. Call me. Stop with the Finn shit, right? He was fucking being funny.
Yeah.
I go to him. I go, I met James like 8 years ago, 10 years ago. This was 9. I said, do you know why he called me Mitch, right? So he's like, Mitch. Hold on. Let me text Michael Imperioli. I'm like, don't bother. He texts Michael Imperioli, who was on the set somewhere in California doing something. And he goes to him, I got a fan here that met Tony James, and called him Mitch. And right away he goes, Mitch Burgess. He was one of the writers.
Oh.
And then I Googled the picture, and I guess I looked like him. He thought I was, that. But I figured it out. Isn't that crazy? Like, who the fuck is, They figured it out. Crazy story, right? Yeah.
That's wild, bro.
Head in the window of a car, and there's James Gandolfini. Right there.
That'd be nuts.
And he's sitting in the back. You're not Mitch. And he doesn't talk like, hey, you're not Mitch. He doesn't have thank you, girl.
Doesn't have the accent.
Girl, just subscribe to my channel. That's very
nice.
I'm gonna warn
you.
you.
Jeffrey Brez. Jeffrey Brez says, I have a tear in my eye right now. Man, I'm so sad. Jeffrey Brez, I guess he's behind on the show. He said, wow, I have a tear in my eye right now. Oh man, so sad.
It's reality. So hopefully we save somebody's life today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking right, man. I think we just might have.
I wanted to put this in the chat the other day. When I've been to like 3 rehabs, right? You are so right. The guy's in there for cocaine, but I can still drink. Guys in there for pills, I can still do coke. Guys in there for pot, I can still do coke. You know what I'm saying? They go in there for a certain thing, and they think that I said, like, are you kidding me?
They're already ready to go get high or drunk. You know what I mean? They're as soon as they get there.
Yeah, the guys on pills, so I could still drink. I'm not. Then you had a guy like 89 years old. His wife put him in there because he drinks wine too much. I'm like, you're 89 years old, bro. Fucking drink all the wine you want. Nah, she's gonna leave me. I mean, the fucking guy's 89 years old. He was funny, you know what I mean? Yeah. But just everybody's just the way they think. You know what I mean? Like, I do coke, but I can still drink. It's just crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, listen, everybody in the chat, please sub to Frank's channel. Miss Can't Be Wrong. Drop the link. It would mean a lot to both of us.
My channel is a football. It's for my son. I film his whole career, all his friends. It's all football, stuff. It's just for memories because back in my day, they didn't have that stuff. So, when he gets older, he's going to have everything he's done in sports forever, and how cool. Imagine if we had that back then. I was a great baseball player. What I would give to see me back then playing baseball, I would, so.
Yes, no shit.
They take it for revenge. My kid could really, he uses a lot to go over game film, but he could really give or take it. Yeah, that's because they're all spoiled, these kids. They're just used to technology. You know what I mean? But appreciate it. I do it for free. I should charge $5 a video. You know what I mean? I buy all that. I don't care about the copyright thing. You know what I mean? I play I play the music, and I pay you know, the dollar or whatever for it, but I get a copyright. But you know, I like to put a good song to it. You know what I mean? You know.
Yeah. No
I like,
doubt.
yeah, I'm gonna go and I appreciate everybody. You know, hearing my story. You know, I could tell stories for days, even mob stories, but that's for another
Well,
time.
maybe you should do that on your channel or on here more often, whatever you want to do.
Talk about that stuff. That stuff is not to be. I'm old school. I don't. I'm
No,
gonna
I
talk.
hear you.
I'll talk to you one day about it, but I'm not. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.
All right, Frank. Thank you for coming on, brother. Yeah, I don't know what happened. He cut out and then he was leaving. I gotta shut the show down anyway, guys. I got things to do. But yeah, Frank, thank you for coming on, bro. It was amazing, man. That story is so incredibly heartbreaking. But people need to hear stuff like that, you know, because that's the kind of stuff that opens up people's eyes and just might save you know, some lives. To a $400 donation from him. So thank you for everything, brother. The good man. I got all the respect in the world for him. Great father. Can't not respect that guy. Thank you. Or hey, listen, it's all thanks to Frank. Oh man, Frank, you're a great dad and father. God bless you. Good things will come your way. Without a doubt. I know they will. They will for him. All right, guys, I got to shut it down. Listen, write down these numbers, Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. That's an easy one, 988. And go to nextdistro.org. Fill out a little questionnaire, a little stupid quiz, whatever. Watch a video, you know. I'm doing this out of order. Watch a video, fill out a stupid quiz, put in your information, and get your free Narcan and carry it. Have it with you at all times. You know, you never know. And write down the number to the National Addiction Hotline as well. Thank you. Thank you, War. I don't know about that, but I try. Thanks, man. Tom Sheehy later, bro. All right, guys. Stay strong. All right. Remember, do everything you can to, you know, continue your recovery, you know. Stay on that journey. And don't let anything get you down because things always get better. All right. I love you all. And until next time, salute.